So I will say a very warm welcome to everybody. Good evening. Tonight is a special night, and I'm really excited. This is our last event for the year, and we've picked something very special, near and dear to our hearts, and the most wonderful person to present it to you. But first, just for those of you who are a little bit newer to our Power and Aging series, we do guest speaker series every month, except we started breaking in the summer because we knew it was tough to come. But this is now, I think, our 37th event. We've been doing it for about 3.5 years. We have wonderful people from all over talking about all amazing like things that just add value to our lives, whether it's to do with, our personal care, our healing, we've had a wide range of topics. And tonight is something very unique and special. So I'm very excited about that. And with Power and Aging, we have expanded. So we started off doing guest speaker series and we did our monthly coaching. And then Mel and I put together an online membership program where we have an annual membership and we come together once a month for group coaching. You also get your own private portal website where you have monthly themes. Every month you get a brand new theme. Every week you get videos and exercises to do, coaching questions, tips and tools, all this wonderful content that we've put together for you in a full 1 year package. So we're really proud of that. And we're always looking for new wonderful members to come and join us for that. We've also expanded into a few, products and services, and a new course that we're going to be introducing, a short course that we're introducing in January, which will lead into what Joan is going to talk about. So I don't want to give away too many details right now, but we have lots of things always on the go, webinars, master classes. We did a live retreat this summer as well, our first one. So we're really thrilled to have such a beautiful community of like-hearted women coming together to support each other through the aging process, through everything that we need to nurture our souls and feel a sense of community as we come together, and look at aging like a beautiful gift that it is, right? We know that not everybody gets to age, right? Not everybody wakes up that next day, and we did. So every breath is a gift, and we do appreciate that. And we just love to have a supportive community to navigate through the challenges of that. So, without further ado, I'm going to introduce our wonderful guest speaker for tonight, Joan. I was very blessed to be introduced to Joan earlier this year. I believe in divine timing, and everything happens exactly when it's supposed to, and for a reason. And Melanie and her mom had known Joan through a spiritual group in St. Thomas. I was able to meet up with Joan in person, even though we're not that far. Just it's funny how you meet more online, right? And she is a wonderful woman who has gone through a lot in her life. I'm sure she's going to talk about that, love and loss. And she also came into this wonderful gift of quantum sound technology, and she can share that with you from her heart. And without further ado, I'm going to pass you over to Joan.
Thank you so much, Christine. Can we just start by coming together in just a very short meditation? And I'm just going to invite everybody to close their eyes and put your hands on your heart, your beautiful little heart. And take some deep breaths in and out. And anyone who knows about the heart math knows that you breathe in to the count of 6 and out to the count of 10. And at the bottom of that out breath, you connect with your own divine self in a way that cannot be explained. And as you're breathing in and out, I want you to feel like you're in a meadow, a beautiful, beautiful meadow. And everything that you would love is in that meadow. You might see birds or trees or flowers. You feel the wind blowing gently. You know that you are surrounded in love. You might hear water. You might hear crickets. But you definitely can smell roses, beautiful roses. And in this meadow, you look around and you see each other person here. And you know you're safe, and you know you're loved, and you know you're accepted for just who you are. You are perfect as you are. And in the meadow, I want you to close your eyes and visualize something that makes you feel so much love. It could be the eyes of a newborn baby, could be a puppy, it could be a beautiful tree or a flower, but something that makes you feel loved and loving. And as you visualize this and smell it and feel it, you can touch it. And I want you to take those feelings and tuck them into your beautiful heart. And then make those feelings blow up 10 times the size they are now. Whoa, so much beauty, so much love. And take that feeling and pump it up 10 times more. And then 10 times more. And take that energy, that beautiful love that you feel there, and hold it in your heart and allow it to bless you in a way that nothing else could. And with that feeling now, you can open your eyes. And we come together now as a group of women. And I didn't do a lot of preparation for this because I just wanted to feel into what was important to you. Because tonight you are what's important. So I invite you to make this very interactive. This is not me sitting here telling you stuff. This is us talking together. And my main purpose here, I want to bring people, the feminine especially in the world. That's a lot of that's the men that carry feminine as well. But it's time for us to feel the unconditional love, the love that we really do deserve. And that's what I want to bring to people. So I'm going to start by asking you, who here wants to let go of the old stories? And what does that mean? Unmute yourselves. What does that mean to you guys to let go of the old stories? Anybody got something to say there?
For me, it's holding on to things that I know that you hear that inner voice saying that it's not right, but we stick to it because we've been told, that is the way it is, and we don't want to make change because change is hard, and so yeah.
And how about you're a woman, so it's your duty to serve everybody. You'll never get it right. There's, no matter how much you do, you feel like there's always more to do. And I know in your group, Christine and Mel have been so wonderful in bringing you to a place of feeling for yourself and taking care of yourself. But do the old stories get in the way? The old things that you've been, like Christine was saying, that you've been told. But is it possible that some of those stories don't even come from what you know? I'm going to try this screen share and tell me if you can see that. Oh, wrong one. Hang on now. And bear with me because technology is not my gift and it's not going to stop me from, well, see, it seems to want to keep doing the same one. I, I don't know how to get this up, Cindy. What am I doing wrong? I
What?
go to this, I go to the image of there,
Yeah.
let's try this. Okay, and now the blue thing is there, share. No, it doesn't want to do that. Okay, it's not going to work. So I'm just going to tell you. Who here has seen, have you seen pictures of the conscious and the subconscious mind? So it's like a big iceberg, right? And the top of it is an iceberg, but most of it is underneath. So, what I want to tell you is that 9/10 out of everything that we do is driven from the subconscious mind. So, what is the subconscious mind? The subconscious mind is things that have happened or been said that have just they've been tucked away down there. But it's also things from past lives, generational. In our DNA, we know that we carry stories over from our moms, from our family members, from cultural. There's so much going on down there. And we're up here in this little tiny brain of ours trying to battle through it. Why did I think that again? What did I do wrong? Damn it, I can never get this right. Here we go again. They're the old stories. And we're trying so, so hard to change them and to shift them and to let them go. What if I could tell you that quantum sound technology, now it's doing it out of nowhere. There you go. Look at that. I didn't even touch it. It comes up now.
I did that. Sorry, I threw one on there for you.
Oh, okay. Well, we can stop it now. I think they got it. So thanks, anyways, for you trying. Um, like at one time, I would have really beat myself up over that. Gee, Joan, you can't get this technology right. What's wrong with you? All right, do you ladies find that in your life that the old stuff, you can't let go of it? It just keeps nagging you. No matter how hard you try to get new patterns, new ideas, new ways of being, the old stuff comes up and keeps haunting you. I'm going to invite everyone, if you have a paper and a pencil right now, if you don't, it's okay, but if you do, write down something of an old story that won't let you go. And then you can fold it up and tuck it away, because these are the kinds of things that you may want to bring out later when after Christine talks. But these are the kind of things that, look at how quick you knew what it was. Things that haunt you, things that bother you, things that are affecting your ability to create. We are women, and women are creators. The feminine is a great creator. We created, we gave birth to children. We gave birth to careers, to households. Look at the decorations in Monica's living room. This is creation at its finest. Why are we allowing the old stories, the old limitations to stop us from being the creators that we are meant to be? So I'm going to tell you my story, and hopefully it will affect you enough that you will understand why quantum sound technology is important. And then I will explain to you how it works. And as I say, don't hesitate to ask me questions if you have questions. I'm not a walking encyclopedia, and I can't explain quantum sound technology, let alone in an hour, but I can certainly give you a good handle on it. So my story goes like this. I had 3 children, and my oldest daughter got cancer. And she died a very, very, very painful death in my bedroom. I could not get past that story. And after that, I nursed my mother, I nursed my father, and then I was left with my sister who was Down syndrome. So I lost my job because I couldn't take care of them and take care of the job, blah, blah, blah. I had losses upon losses upon losses. So much so that we sold our house in Thunder Bay and moved down to a little town called Rodney just because I couldn't turn a corner without seeing these people and being driven into that sobbing, crying mess. So we moved to Rodney, and then I turned 65, and I thought, this is it. It's done. I'm over. I cannot do this anymore. If any of you have ever experienced this, I don't know, but I would be driving down the 401 and I'd see these transport trucks coming, and I'd think, oh man, it would be so easy just to get out of this. I was desperate. I was honestly at the point that, well, I was looking at ending it. I couldn't go on. Then one day, my dear friend, Cindy Mackey, who's here with us tonight, who was also from Thunder Bay with me, and her son had passed. And we had very, very deep, no loving relationship. You know how it's when someone else follows your journey, you can connect at such a deep level. So that was her and I. And she phoned me and she said, Joan, I've just been to a trade show and there's a couple here that have a sound machine. She said, it makes all weird kinds of sounds. She said, I just love it. I've been with them day and evening for 3 days. And she said, the funny part is my sister can't stand to come anywhere near this sound booth. But she said, I love it. So it turned out that these people lived in Pickering, which wasn't too far away. So my husband and I drove there to find out what this sound thing was, because Cindy said it's very big for grief, for anything that is stuck in you, that you're stuck with, that you can't get out of your head. So we drove there, and they had a whole room full of these technologies and structured water that was frequencied water. Well, we left there totally stoned. Like we were stoned on these frequencies. It was mind blowing. And my husband said to me, we will get one of these. Now that was $10,000 that I bought. So we cashed in RSPs and we got it. And I'm going to tell you today that quantum sound technology saved my life. It saved our marriage. It saved my life. And from there, I went on, and as I was getting better and accepting things and changing the story, things were changing that I couldn't explain. Dreams, just the way I would see things. Sometimes you see something and you see it black, and then another time you can see it and it's white. Well, things were looking better, and I was getting better. And so I decided I went on a journey, and I thought, my purpose is to bring joy. That's what I want to do with my life. At the same time, I became very involved in the First Nations teachings. And the grandmothers teach there, the teachings of the First Nations, all different ones, say the same thing. The new earth, the new way of being, will come through the grandmothers of the earth. And my heart, since that time, is to walk with women who have lived, who are like older women, not old women, like women who are aging, who want to be empowered, who want to make a difference, but who want themselves to be happy. So a big piece of the whole thing is that it's all built on vibration. So sound therapy is about vibration. How many people here knew about The Secret? Okay. And the thing with The Secret is they were building it on the law of attraction. And in truth, the parent to the law of attraction is the law of vibration. Bob Proctor taught this, and it taught it very powerfully. And I picked up on that, and that made sense to me. So here's how it goes. We're energy beings. We are energy. Does everybody agree with that? Okay, everything's energy. We are energy. So we're all of us is vibrating all over the place. Does everybody here understand that emotions get stuck in the body and that's what causes disease? Okay, so here we are, vibrational beings. We get this story going in our heads and it gets stuck in our bodies and we end up with disease. And the whole thing keeps looping and looping and looping. I'm a bad girl. I didn't do this right. I can't do that right. The same story on and on and on and over and over. And it loops and it loops. It might look different the next time, but it always comes back to a place of fear. And the fear is us berating ourselves. I needed to find a way to explain this to other people, what had helped me. And this did it. This did the job. So when you are listening to, when vibrations come, so you're here and you're feeling something really good and your vibration is up here. Your vibration is at a high level. And along comes that old loopy story down here. No, you can't be happy. You don't deserve that. You did that wrong when you were 5 years old. Oh my God, remember when you were a teenager and some of the stuff you pulled off? It goes on and loops and loops. But the key is the law of vibration says a low vibration will eventually have, it is being drawn up and up and up to get to the higher vibration. We keep thinking that we're being pulled down. No, the stories are trying to come up. They are trying to come up to a place of joy because we are creators, ladies. We are creators and we do not have a choice in that. That's who we are. We came into this earth to create. What are we creating? I do not want to create that old story anymore. So by listening to certain vibrations, those lower ones start to release. And they can release in all different ways. They can release in dreams, they can release in crying, they can release in anger, they can release in so many different ways. And as women, our emotional bodies, our emotions are so volatile. So, what do we want to do? We know those emotions are there. God help us if we hit PMS or menopause or something, and then we just beat ourselves up more. It just doesn't ever end. So, what I found is listening to certain vibrations have the ability and the power to bring us into harmony, into balance, but mostly they help us to let go of the old story. The problem is we're resisting letting go. It's stuck there. It's that stuckedness. That story, it's stuck there. It's just, you just can't get rid of it. So that's the resistance. So what does quantum sound technology do? Quantum sound technology is so small, it's quantum. The sound technology that we have is vortexes within vortexes. And it's divinely guided instruments, is all I can say. It includes precious metals, uh, organic oils such as rose, which rose is the highest vibration we can get in the earth. It combines many different things. And the technologies themselves were gifted to mankind as a download from a divine source. It doesn't matter what your beliefs are, what any of our beliefs are, there is some kind of source, a creator up there. And that creator is saying, enough. It is time for you to come home and find love again. You are loved. If we can let go of the resistance of fighting that, being loved, being lovable, then we can open the doorway to joy and create a whole new way. Who have you have looked into the eyes of a newborn baby, of your child, and known I'll do anything to take care of you. There's got to be a better way. We're not putting you out into the world the way it is. Well, whoever created us is saying the same thing now. And these technologies were gifted to mankind at this time for us to find the joy and the truth of who we really are. It is my personal belief that we are the power of love, that's where personal power comes from. But how can we even get there if we're in that stuck at place of the stories? Can we get rid of the stories ourselves? Good luck. I sure couldn't. One of the women I worked with was master's social work, and she worked with families where the women and children were so badly abused that they were under government subsidy to get help. So what the lists are like there. So they had to have been in a very, very vulnerable place. She stopped doing talk therapy. She said, talk therapy, we just keep regurgitating the same things over and over. It's not helping. So she brought in one of these technologies and gave people their own tones to work with. I'll explain this a bit. But she used quantum sound technologies to bring healing and relief and the return of joy. Does it happen overnight? No. Do you have to work with it? Yeah. Do you have to believe? Sure helps, because if you don't believe in something, you're just going to fight it and nothing's going to help. So she worked with that, and she totally stop with the talk therapy. And then she brought it into some of the places where the children were being taken. And one of the stories she tells about it is about a child who was so badly abused and was with a foster family. And the child just, was just couldn't stand them. He just was very negative about them. And then after a few days with this technology, he went over and he hugged the foster mom. Something huge shifted there. So that's what happened to me. And then about 2 years ago, I started working with a group called Clearly Conscious. And we started introducing this to small groups. And we would do 21 days to 30 days. The last one we did was 40 days. And the results were dynamic. And actually, Christine and Mel were a part of that group. And that's when they asked me if I would kind of just come and share with you guys my story, and what I know about it, and how it could help everyone in this earth to come to the place of joy. And I asked Cindy Mackey to come tonight because I asked her if she would just share with you guys what one of those journeys she's been on. I think three of them now with me, Cindy, and what it did for her. So, Cindy, I'll give you the floor there for a few minutes to explain.
Sure. Thanks, Joan. Thanks for asking me to come and share about it. So I probably have been using those tones for about 10 years or something like that. And when Joan introduced the journeys, it was really unique. And I think what I found the most helpful about it, well, there wasn't one thing. I think it was the culmination of all the pieces coming together that made it so powerful and effective. So we have what you do is give a voice sample, and I'm sure Joan will tell you more about that, but you're just saying some words for a short amount of time. And then from that, there is a series of tones or sounds, or your own soul tones is what they're called, that comes to you, and then you listen to them once a day or however long you want to do that for. And I think initially when I was getting the tones, I was kind of had this imagination of, oh, it's going to sound like angels singing or birds or something, but oh my, it sure doesn't. However, when you listen to it, some of the tones are very soothing and relaxing, and others can be quite like nails on the chalkboard sort of thing. But it's really interesting how easily you get past that just by listening to them every day. So in the experience, we would gather. I can't remember if it was once a week, Joan, but at any rate, so there's a community that comes with it as well, too. So you get to share with like-minded people your experiences of how things are going. And it's great because people will share about this is how I got past this, or this is what I'm doing, and someone will share an idea about how they've changed, how they've used them differently, and it can really help you to move forward. And I think the other thing that sticks out to me is it's like getting an upliftment, or I like water, so I use water analogies all the time. It's like being carried on the top of a wave. Like down below is all that stuff that's so hard to let go of, or I'm resisting, or there's guilt because I don't think I should be doing this or that, or whatever it is that I'm moving forward in. And it just feels like you just get lifted over top of that, and it doesn't even matter anymore. You don't even think about it. It's like it's gone. And you can move forward to where you want to be. And just it's so simple just to listen to some tones and then gather with a group of people and share your experiences. So is there anything else you wanted me to say, Joan, or is that I don't want to talk for too long? So
How did it help you with your personal life, Cindy?
um oh, for sure, I can comment on that as well too. So I moved from Thunder Bay, Ontario to Kelowna, British Columbia the year I turned 60 years old, 60. And I used the tones so much before that and during because that was a big transition for me. And I feel like there were so many things that ended in my life, and I just left all of that and came to Kelowna, where I am now. And unfortunately, when I got here, I thought it was going to be great, but I had lots of challenges that I had to face when I got here. And listening to those tones I think it just helped me to keep moving forward without feeling like I needed to give up or questioning where I was going next. I just feel like it's been building my confidence and learning to trust myself so much more. So it's been very, very much very beneficial in my life.
Thanks for sharing, Cindy.
Thank you.
And as I say, Cindy had lost her son, and I believe that these soul tones were key for her moving forward. And I mean, risking moving all that way to Kelowna and risking leaving everything she knew, like what gave her the insight and the ability to do that. So I really do believe that these frequencies are key. So now I'm going to explain to you. Thanks so much, Cindy. She's my bestie. We've walked through a lot together, and both of us have hearts, just honest to God, just hearts to love people. If the world needs to turn to love, and we are love, we are the love of the world, and so we need something to help us. And I think that this has been gifted to us for that reason. So the way it works is, I take a voice sample. You send me a voice sample. The person whoever wants to do this would send me a voice sample, and they would typically put together like an affirmation. Um, I'll tell you, for example, one that I did was, um, I am loved, I am loving, I am lovable, I am love. And I had a really tough time because I did not feel loved, lovable, loving. And I knew that when I did it. But I was inviting these tones to help me to shift that belief. So whatever the belief is that's stuck there, is keeping you stuck there, it was keeping me stuck there. I did not feel that I was lovable. And a lot of that came from the messaging. You know, that messaging when you're growing up, when you're, I could never be a good enough mother. I couldn't do this. I couldn't do that. I could, and so I did not feel lovable. So when I did my soul tones, it helped me to shift that belief, and a lot of that moved. Now it doesn't happen overnight. It's like Cindy says, she's been doing it for almost 10 years. I have as well. But I'm telling you, it is life changing in the end. But so the person would send that voice sample. And when I get the voice sample, I send it away to it's a humongous technology. And I can compare it. I can't say it's exactly this, but I can compare it to almost like biofeedback, where I send it and it will send back specifically to you what your soul wants to love you with, what your soul wants to support you with for you to find your joy. Um, your voice is more unique to you than anything else. It is more unique than your fingerprints, your eye, your anything. Your voice is unique. But the key is, do you remember the picture of the iceberg? Your voice carries all your subconscious memories. Nothing else does. In metaphysically, they say this is the time of the voice chakra. Couldn't be a better time for this technology to be released to the earth. And it's only been here for about, I think, 8, 9 years. You were kind of off a couple of years, Cindy. I don't know. I think because I turned 65. I don't know. I lose time. Anyways, it hasn't been here that long. And so it was gifted to the earth, especially for this time. And so we use your voice, and I send it away. We only need a 30-second voice sample. It gets sent away. It comes back with a 27-minute frequency meditation. And like Cindy says, it's not all soothing. It ends soothing, but some of it is very high because it's meant to dislodge or to move or to just to disrupt those some things, and other things are very low because they might be something else. We can't say what is. Nothing is bad. It is all good because it is all coming into balance and harmony. As women, we get harmony. I don't even have to explain it to you. If we can harmonize those vibrations and those frequencies in our subconscious, what will happen? There will be a release. a lot of the old stories, the old feelings, the old pain, the ancestral stuff, the stuff that that your mom might have passed on to you. Not Nobody means to do anything, but things happen, and this is what we're carrying around. I believe all this. I believe that we carry all that subconscious. I can verify that it has certainly made a difference for me. So you would get back the 27-minute sound vibration meditation. And now we can bring up that other one. See if I can get this. Can you get it up there, Christine? The chart, the PDF?
Yeah, I can try if you want to do you want me to try first or
Yeah, you try first. You're better at this than me. You're younger.
oh,
You can do it.
hold on.
um, so you get the 27-minute meditation. And along with that, there is a PDF chart. Can you find her? There. Let's see. There. Okay. So we're dealing with not only the physical body, but the subtle bodies. We have the physical body, the emotional body, the mental body, the spiritual body, and this is called the future. So the way this goes is you will be listening and it'll have different vibrations, different sounds. And in between each one, there's a little gap where I don't know if anybody follows Joe Dispenza, but it's where the brain can actually rewire and let go of things. So first you'd have the physical, then there would be the emotional, the mental, the spiritual, and the future is like the conductor. And this at the very end is soothing, and what it will be doing is it's balancing this stuff. So it's like an orchestra, okay? So the conductor will say, okay, violins, quiet down. You're too loud. And then it'll go over here and he'll say, okay, look at trumpet. If you could just pick it up, you would be able to balance out that violin. And it might go over here and say, drums, come on, let's have a party here. Let's get this going. Let's get this on the road. And it would use that to balance out something over here that might say, I'm so tired, I can't do anything. So you would get this, or whoever does this gets this. And then if they would like, I have trained with on how to look at these and see what they indicate. It's not a tarot card reading or anything like that. It's an indication of what your soul is trying to balance out. And it all goes by the octaves down here, the chakras, this is the notes and the octaves go up here. There's more to it. This is really kind of like eye candy, but what it is showing when you listen to the soul tones, you will understand why this is high, what she's trying to love you through, and why this would be low, and what kind of they kind of mean. And then you take that, and once a day, the person listens to these on headphones and allows them to do the loving work that is meant to happen. Thanks, Christine. That's good. So that's kind of what I can tell you is as it vibrates at these different tones and octaves and chakras, there's a lot going on. And if a person approaches it with love and allows the energies to do what they're here to do, the opportunity is huge. The resistance to letting go of the stories is the key. The key to letting go of the resistance, one of the keys, I guess, what I believe is the quantum sound technology is a key, a huge key to releasing those stories. So if you're tired of any vibration, there's all kinds of, that's what I do, but there's all kinds of vibrational things on the internet now, all kinds of there's frequency information everywhere. Tesla, Freud, who else? There's so many great minds have talked about vibrational energy. This is the healing of the future. I totally believe this is the healing of the future. If we have the power to heal ourselves. we didn't know that maybe. We maybe have been not told that, but the sky is opening up now. And ladies, we are standing in the most powerful place of love. So even if this is what I do, but if you're interested in just vibration, um, there's um, there's like I bought two technologies to keep in my house. One is called the Miracle Eye Cube, and the other is called the Orb. And the Orb works on sapien medicine, and it's all vibrations put through different technology. So there's a lot out there, and I would welcome you at any time to look into this more because it saved my life, and it not just saved my life, it brought me joy. And it brought me the best friend I could ever have in the world. So I'm 73. I have two other children and three grandchildren. And I've been married for 52 years. And I wouldn't even be here had I not learned about this vibrational medicine. So I think I've kind of touched on the things that I wanted to touch on.
It's amazing. Did you want me to play that short video that we had seen just about sort of vibration and sound? It's up to you.
Well, let's see first if anybody has any
Sure.
questions or comments.
We can, yep, and we can open up for questions now.
Okay, and then we'll watch the video if there's time after that. I don't want to lose their.
No, of course. Yeah, absolutely. So let me unpin you.
So yeah, chat away here for a couple of minutes, girls, because we are the grandmothers. We are the ones that are waking up the world and telling people that we got to change the way things are going. We can't kill each other to make things better.
I just listened to my frequency on the way. I had to go to London, so on my drive home, I like to listen to it in the car a lot because I can listen to it through the speaker of the car. Because I don't listen to music much anyway. So that I do enjoy that a lot.
Awesome. Have either of you girls during the 40-day that we did you find it moved some old stuff out?
I think so. The first week I was grumpy with it all.
Yeah.
And that seemed to shift quite a bit, which was nice.
Yeah, for me, and it was one of those things where I'm like, yeah, I'm committing, I'm going to do it every day. And that an important key factor is too, you don't need to find that 27 minutes to necessarily sit down and meditate. And, you can do that. Right. And that was a different experience when I did that, but I would just put it on my bathroom speaker as I went into the shower to get ready in the morning. And it was funny because the first week I thought, oh my God, what is going on? There was all these weird, like you said, some of the tones are and you're just like, oh my gosh. And you just realize, what is that balancing out, that I knew it was doing something, that I needed to hear. And then after the first week, I remember thinking, wow, I feel a shift. Now I was doing some other practices as well, but I felt such a beautiful shift. And then I was on my vacation and I took it with me, and then things shifted again. So I had such a beautiful experience that 40 days. And I was very committed. Only one day I missed and I felt so bad about it, but I think I did it twice the next day or something like that. And it was just such an amazing experience, which is, I think, why, Mel and I really noticed. That's why we wanted to bring you here, Joan, and share it.
Well, and one of the things, if you really want the power of it, you will actually make the time to sit and put headphones on and listen. When it comes through the computer speakers or through the car speakers, Mel, you're losing some of it. It's not, it doesn't have the same, the acoustics in it doesn't bring it through. But if you put it on, I would get up every morning and put my headphones on and listen to it and allow it to do the work that it was meant to do. Mm-hmm. So that I just would tell you that.
I did headphones sometimes, and then a speaker, but it was a kind of a high quality speaker with lots of tones and stuff. It wasn't like the computer speaker. So
you can also put it quietly in the background. Like you do it, I would suggest if you're going to do it for a purpose, you do it intentionally. You set the intention and you do it, put your headphones on and listen, at least for the first, couple of weeks. And then you could play it quietly in the background, and it will affect the other people in the house. And it will affect the animals. Yeah, the animals just love the frequencies. They just gravitate to it. Um,
Oh, I was going to say Lori and then Monica as well. We have questions too.
okay.
Lori?
I was going to ask, how does it compare to listening to certain pieces of music? Because I once attended a concert that, so I've been a patron of, and then and then
Whoops.
it
Sorry, it
went back.
stopped. I had to restart it. I apologize.
That's okay. So I just wonder, like,
Yeah.
that was the closest experience I've ever had to, like,
Please.
and the reason why it got so grating was it was a piece about war. And then it was like at the end, when the war ended, that's when you had this big break. And so I didn't know, is that something similar? Like it was all instrumental too at this point. It was not, oh no, actually it was, no, I'm wrong. It was the choir all singing at different, it was almost like they were singing slightly off key, all of them, and it was like painful to listen to.
So
So I didn't
what
comparative.
we've seen, Lori, is with the soul tones, some tones will be very annoying because there's something that's trying to be released. Either they were off key and it was just disgusting, or there might have been something in your subconscious around war that resonated with that in some way. We don't really, like, I'm not a physicist that can explain all this, but I do know with, for instance, the soul tones, when something is very high, as Cindy was talking about, it can get grating. What we tell people is to drink lots of water, to tap their thymus, breathe deeply because it's doing its work. This is what you want. You want whatever it is to be released. And so the difference between this and, say, music, both are excellent. Music is a beautiful way to listen to frequencies and vibration. The difference with this is it's quantum. Because of the technologies, and if you ever want more private information on that, I would send you to the people who do it. But what I know is that the technologies, they have like a whole warehouse full of biofeedback machines and other sorts of things to bring all this together. And it's all being guided. It's not something where it's not just, it's bigger. It's bigger than anything I can explain. So you're listening to music and definitely you're getting the benefit of vibrational frequencies, etc. This is magnified. It's different. It's very different. The other thing is we experimented. I did husbands and wives, and they had their soul tones, and each had their own soul tones, and every one of those couples reported that their relationship was was much improved during the time that they were doing it. And interestingly enough, the men did it. None of us really expected them to do it. But most of the men actually did it. Some didn't, but most of them actually liked it and did it. So you does that answer what you're asking, Lori?
Thanks,
Yes, it
Lori.
does. I'll have to look up the word quantum though, because I'm not quite sure I know what quantum is other than
So what my understanding is that it's very, very small. Quantum is small, 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 small. So because these technologies can make the sound vibrations so small, it does the work. It can go to all the different bodies. Remember how we said in the beginning was physical? Are you guys all familiar with that? The subtle bodies, like there's a physical body, but then your emotional body is here, your mental body, and they all work. It's all you, but it works on all the different aspects. It's not just one thing. It's working on all. So quantum is really, the word behind quantum is just very, very small. Sound is self-explanatory, and it's technologies that are making it like that.
So it's just penetrating our cellular, the density of the cells differently than something at a larger frequency would.
Kind of, yeah. This stuff is hard to explain, because we're not physicists, but quantum means very small, very, very small. So you could put a Band-Aid on your physical body, but it wouldn't affect the emotions that are behind it, right? The emotions behind it are saying, I'm hurting, or whatever the emotion behind it is. And then your mental body, what you're thinking, and then you got your spiritual aspects. Like there's so much more to us than we know. We have been told that we are these physical bodies and that we're limited. This opens up a whole realm of potentials and possibilities. We have such limiting beliefs, and this opens up the door to much more.
I love that.
Mhm.
Thank you, Monica.
Thank you. And thank you, Joan, for your presentation. I'm really happy to hear about another technology to help people heal. I had a couple of questions about the research that's been done on this technology. Is there any evidence-based research that has been done, studies that have been done?
I can't answer that, Monica, because what I know is there's a lot of research has been done on vibrations and this
That I
sort of
know.
thing. The actual research about the technologies, I would
About this
say,
specific one, yeah.
yeah, I would send you to the proper person. I would not even begin to attempt that. My research, or what I can say, is through my own experience and the experiences of so many people that I have led through the journeys.
Right. And that's usually, I'm a researcher, so that's usually what's done in these things. It's people's experiences. It's experiential stories and so the interviews are done to see what people's experiences are, because it's pretty hard to measure a lot of the things that you're talking about.
I think they've done some though, Monica, but I'm
Quantitative.
not sure to what degree.
Okay.
I never
And
got into that. Yeah, sorry.
all right. And then the other question I have is, what's the cost to get this done or to do this?
Well, there's several ways you can do it. What I do the personal soul tones. And
Mhm,
all I charge is $60 because I want everybody to be able to get it.
mhm.
But there's as I say, there's technologies that you can buy to go in your home. There one is a harmonizer. Cindy, you have that. How much was that one?
I actually don't. I have it as like a,
Payment plan, eh? But I
Yeah.
think yeah,
well, not even, it's not even that, it's a different kind of arrangement. It's more,
yeah.
yeah, I
So
don't have good words. I'm sorry, Monica.
that's okay. I think, don't quote me, but I think it's around $3,500. The
Mhm.
orb that I have is based with sapien medicine, and it plays day and night, different playlists, and it cost me $5,000. But what I just do personal soul tones, and my motivation comes from my own experience and how it helped me, but I've seen it help so many other people. But it, to me, my thing is experiential. But if you really are interested, Monica, I would definitely put you in touch with the people who design and develop these.
Great. Thank you.
Did you have something else?
And I was going to also mention, we won't jump in yet, but through Power and Aging, we are actually going to be collaborating with Joan to offer the journey, the Soul Tones journey, starting January 4th. It'll be a 1-month program. And I can tell you a little bit more about that whenever you're ready, but I don't want, if you have more questions, let's
Yeah.
get those done
I
first.
just wanted to comment on Lori's question about the music and what happened to people. So I'm a collective trauma facilitator. And so when you have a collective trauma, and it's the vibrational tone in the music that is addressing a collective trauma, it will hit several people that are carrying that collective trauma in their system. Whereas your technology is very specific to the individual. So we have 3 layers. There's individual trauma, ancestral trauma, or intergenerational trauma, and collective trauma. So your technology, what I'm understanding is it's specifically designed for individual trauma. So you're releasing those stories are actually trauma stories that are blocking our energy.
So the work that I do, Monica, with
It's
personal
very
soul tone
specific. Yeah,
is
it's
but
individual.
yeah, but the work that Anne and Bill do is not.
Mm,
They're much on a grand scale. My heart is for the individual, but
yeah.
their knowledge base, I mean, they've got it all. I just facilitate individual with small groups.
Right. But what I understand is that it's your individual voice that goes into this
For the
technology, and you come back with a specific soundtrack for you.
as at the personal soul tones, but they
Yeah.
also have these other pieces of equipment
Ah,
that
I see.
deal with like it's everything from uh, oh there's so much in there. It's everything physical, emotional, ancestral. There's even like much clearing. There's a lot about clearing. There's a
Mhm.
lot about entity removal, stuff like that. And it just you pick your soundtracks and it plays.
Yeah.
So you put that in a place and it would.
And the other thing I wanted to comment on is the Bhagavad Gita. It talks about the consciousness and the beginnings of consciousness is all there is, and the beginnings of consciousness, the very beginnings started with a sound. And so every illness that we have in our body, there's a dysregulation in our cellular structure, and they actually have Vedic chants specifically with a vibration that goes specifically to that issue in your system to heal anything in your body. So this is another technology, just to say that this is what you're doing. It sounds very efficient, and very holistic.
That's
Where
fascinating, Monica. That's fascinating because that's exactly what the orb is aimed to do. I would love to put you in touch with Ann and Bill.
Mhm.
The other funny thing is, I don't know if anybody in here is into the Bible at all, but I'm not religious. But in the beginning, it says, and in the beginning there was the Word, God, and God was the Word. And we
Yeah.
know now that the Hebrew meaning of the word was sound vibration.
Yeah.
So it's fascinating. It's most fascinating information. And thank you, Monica. I honor your
And also
knowledge.
the voice, like you can hear, like you're saying, you can hear some in our training, the training I do, you can hear the trauma in the person's voice. So what you're talking about is exactly in alignment with what everything else that I know. So it was really exciting to
I would love to have you to my home someday and show you my orb and my miracle IQ.
yeah.
They are, her name is Soul Singing and the other one is
Yeah.
Miracle.
Oh, I
Thank you.
love
I'll stop
that.
there and make space for everybody else.
Thank you. And I love the connections made here. That's what we want
Mhm.
to do is bring our communities together. So thank you. Anybody else have any questions? I'm just trying to see if I don't see your hand up, please just unmute yourself.
I don't see anything in the chat.
No. So then why don't I show it's a 1 minute and 11 seconds.
Awesome. Awesome.
I didn't pick that video. It's just lovely talking about, sound vibration and, it just kind of quantifies it. And then maybe we can also discuss the soul tones journey that we're going to be offering with Joan in the new year. So if that's okay, I will. Let's see. I've got to find it on my thing. I'm gonna try to, how do I make me and technology as well. Hold on, full screen. There we go. I think it's that one. Let's see. There it is. Hopefully you can hear it.
Ancient texts and traditions have always placed sound at the core of the existence of the entire universe.
The ancient Egyptians understood that they could use sound in a much more advanced way than we know today.
The whole universe is vibrational, and the pineal gland itself is like a tuning fork.
We can think of emotion as vibrating energy in motion.
Sound will create geometric patterns.
Geometry is simply the music that we see with our eyes.
Consciousness itself is what's vibrating. And what is consciousness vibrating? Is vibrating an idea.
The shamans have very specific songs that were taught to them by the plants.
The more we learn to honor and cooperate with these principles of nature, the faster we see the results, because we are bringing ourselves into harmony with the world around us.
So that was just a little video we had found and thought that was very appropriate just to show. I mean, I think I mean, a lot of the world right now is starting to tune into the fact that there's got to be more, right? There's got to be other ways of healing than just sort of the ways that we are told every day. I know for those of you who are our members, if you listen to Mel and a lot of the stuff she talks about in a very sort of natural, holistic healing way, you know, we've talked about light therapies, right? We've talked about phototherapy. We've talked about now sound therapies and healing. We had our beautiful singing bowls guest speaker in June, and just listening to that. So there's so many of these beautiful modalities that we can bring into, you know, our world, right? And simply just to enhance what we already are. I found as well another thing, balance was the word that came for me with these soul tones. And every time, like Joan said, there was like the pitch, I knew that it was balancing out something, and that's exactly what my goal was. I also love the fact that Joan said, you know, set an intention. I'm very big on setting an intention, whether it's for just the day or for, you know, this month, or this thing I need to get through, or my annual theme. I always have an annual theme. So, you know, I think if the more intentional we are, we really start noticing these subtle things that can really enhance our lives and make us come into balance. So vibration is such a beautiful way. I have a link I'm going to put into the chat. We are offering a 1 month Soul Tones course or journey with Joan. And how that works, as Joan mentioned, you would send to her, and I would, once you've enrolled, I would send you the way to do that. A beautiful, or just a little short sound clip. I think it was
30 seconds. Yeah, 30 seconds.
As Joan mentioned. And if you want to put your own intention or affirmation into that, send that off to Joan. She works her magics on her end, and then she sends you your sound tone, your soul tone sound clip. I just have it on my phone, and I, you know, like I said, use my headphones. I saved it to my computer as well. Those are yours to keep forever. It's a 27-minute clip, and you know, it's something that you can go back to any time. Now, Joan, you might want to talk a little bit as well. Like, once you've balanced out that, you might not use that soul tones anymore, right? You might go for a new soul tones, or
you could get new ones. Yeah.
Yeah. So how this works is, do you remember we wrote something on a paper tonight when you did your little meditation? So what my suggestion is, something like that you would use to make your intention and to make your affirmation. That once, so you get your soul tones, you work with them, and things shift. You might have something different that you want to work on, or there might be another level to that. But your heart will know. You will know when you're ready for another set of soul tones. But for the journey that Christine is talking about, her and Mel will both be coaching you through it. So if you listen to those soul tones during that journey, you will understand. You will get it. There was something else. Oh, I wanted to say to you. She will put. Christine will tell you more about it, but I just really want to emphasize, if you decide you want to do this, when you do your recording, your voice recording, start by putting yourself in a place of self-love, because you want it to be gentle. You want it to be uplifting. You want it to be something that is going to bring you peace, not something that you're really angry or upset about, because you want it to bring joy. So make sure you're in a good place of self-love before you record it. And when you're finished recording it and send it to me, you send it to me by email, and Christine will give you all that. But make sure you label it with your name and date. A lot of people forget to do that, and then it gets lost in with all the other ones, and I don't know how to find it again. So if you do decide to do this, Christine will tell you where to go with it. But you guys are really, really lucky too, because you have 2 coaches helping you through this. So set your intention, but do it in a place of self-love. You know, it's not always an easy world to be in. We don't need to be beating ourselves up. Let's bring love to ourselves. Good God, you girls deserve it.
I love you, Joan. You're awesome.
And I wanted to mention too that because it keeps coming up, that annoying sound that might be in there. The clips, each sound bite is like, I don't know, 20 seconds, 25 seconds, maybe max, before there's the maybe 10-second pause in between, resetting time kind of thing. So they're not, they don't go excessively. It's, you know, you can get through it. You've had kids, you can definitely do a 20-second sound bite. So, you know, it is a short period of time, knowing that it's rebalancing everything in your system. So
yeah, and that's a good point. Oh, go ahead.
When I tell you what the PDF is indicating, then you will know why that's high, what's going on, and then it makes sense to you. There's nothing wanting to harm you. This is your own soul singing. This is a song from your soul. She's been waiting so long to talk to you.
That's right. So you'll get that reading with that chart that Joan went through earlier, but it'll be your own personalized reading that she'll go through with you according to what your voice and your frequency.
That really helps me as well, because I was listening and I knew something was shifting, but I didn't quite understand. And when you walk through, which will be included, this personal time of Joan's giving you to do your own personal reading, you know, and telling you, well, you know, this is, you know, when it's emotional and physical and what's happening, it made so much sense to me. And just, I was able to release a lot easier because I wasn't resisting it as much when I knew I was safe and what was being explained to me. So that's a really important piece that I have to say is a big bonus, because a lot of people, you know, wouldn't take the time. You just get your clip, or if you're listening to music, you're just doing that. You're not really understanding it. So the fact that Joan is, you know, gifting included in this beautiful, you know, chart that you can have a visual, but it's more the time she'll gift you on the phone call to explain that with you is very, very special. And I really think that will help set the whole tone for the journey.
No pun intended.
Yeah, well,
maybe.
Maybe, I don't know. But the nice thing too is we're starting off, it's a new year, right? Now we're hoping, because I love this, Mel and I did this in the fall. I want to be doing this as often as I can, but we're hoping we'll reintroduce it again later in the year with a new theme, you know, a new time. We're always evolving, we're changing. Life throws us curveballs, as I've learned, you know, the last couple of weeks with, you know, everything that happened in my personal life. You know, and we need tools. We need tools to get us through them. We need tools to help us feel stronger and confident, as Joan said. And I think the timing of this, I know for myself, you know, nothing is coincidental. Everything is by design, and divine timing. And I think this is, you know, where we leave these old stories behind in the, you know, in 2024. I mean, 2025, it's like a quarter of a century. We're starting new things, and we can really direct. I believe that we can direct our energy into intentionally into the direction that we want it to go. And I've been saying that this whole fall, just for those who, I'm not sure if you've heard me say this before at some of our meetings, but like I loved the water analogy, because I do find we can ride the wave, right? And we can get such highs and such joy from that. We can also get tumbled under and come out completely lost and feeling like we don't know where we are. And then there's that third bit where we can just jump at the wrong time and miss the wave. And we've missed an opportunity, right, to actually take that beautiful wave and ride it and direct the energy in the way we want to for our intentions. So for me, I didn't want to miss it, right? I didn't want to be down tumbled. I didn't want to miss it. I really wanted to ride the wave. So I think this is a time where we can put those intentions, and that's where the coaching comes in. So the way the journey would run is you would get that sound bite into Joan prior to when we start on January 4th. We're going to come together for our sessions will be about an hour. The first one will be a nice introduction. We'll all come together. It'll all be via Zoom, and get everybody in a good place together and knowing what they're doing. And then it'll be your responsibility for the next 30 or 31 days to listen to your soul tones and maybe take notes, journal, do, what's changing? What are you going for your intention? How is this affecting you? And then we have 2 check-in sessions. I'd have to double check the dates, but I think it's the 15th. Oh, yeah, there's two in there. It's on the sheet that I'm going to send out. And then we're going to finish on the 4th. So there's 4 sessions in total, the first one, the last one, and then the 2 check-in sessions. And if you can't make them, we will record them so that they will be sent to you so you can still feel like you're participating. But it's really nice when you can make it in person just to share. We all learn from each other. That's why Mel and I are huge fans of the group coaching style. One-on-one is great. You can get some deeper, more personal things, but as a group, we learn so much from each other. And what happens to one could be happening to you, or could explain what's going to happen to you in the weeks to come. So we want to be there for you, to help you and support you. I will also be putting together a weekly email just for some reminders and things, just to kind of, we're coaches, we ask questions, right? So we like to kind of ask you, what are you experiencing, and things like that, just so you can tap in and think about it and journal and share your experiences. So that does kind of quantify things, right? When you go from one place to the other, and the journey that it takes to get you there. So we really hope that you'll join us for this. The cost, if you're wondering, it's everything is written down on this lovely landing page that we've created. I put the link in the chat. It will also be sent out tomorrow for all of you who are on our mailing list. It will be in our follow-up email. It's $122 in total, no tax. And that is also paying Joan for her fee, paying for our coaching, paying for the whole program. That includes your soul tones, your personal reading. And if you are a current Power and Aging member, as always, you get some kind of discount. So we give you an $11, of course it's 11, discount. And we also think that people stay accountable when they join with a friend. So we always do encourage people to ask a friend, hey, I found this really cool thing. I think you'd enjoy it. Do you want to join together? And by doing so, we also like to thank you with a referral bonus. So you would both receive $11 off if you want to sign up with a friend. So that's another little way to make a savings and just get more people, working together and sharing it. So Joan, did you want to add something?
Yeah, I just want to say, if you have a partner or a daughter or friend or somebody that you want to do it with, it's really powerful, because the energy of the group and the energy of relationship is huge, huge, huge. The other thing is, I don't think I'm going to have a chance to say this because it's all going to go out in the letter. If you decide that you want to do this, everything goes through email, because Facebook blocks it. We can't get anything through Facebook. They won't let it through. And so we do everything through email. And when you get your soul tones and the whole thing, there will be that PDF. See if you can print it, or at least have it on hand when we get together to look at it together. Okay, so that you can refer to it, so you know what I'm talking about.
That graphic chart, the graph.
Yeah. People don't realize unless I say it, that you'll want to be in somewhere quiet that you can sit and listen to what's being said and see what it's about. You won't want to be driving in the car, or shuffling kids out the door or something. This is you. This is your time. This is for you. It's a gift from your soul. So that would be the last thing I'd want to say. I hope I just want to bring joy and love to this world. It's what we need.
Yeah, and I love the fact, so you'll be bringing the joy, and we're all bringing support, but it really comes down to, I believe, an individual process. It's your own journey to create, the life that you want to live by, again, releasing what you don't need so that you make space for the things that are important in your life. And it's the journey to get there, right? And it's all about this beautiful vibrational balance that we need to find. So, yeah, we're really excited. We haven't offered many short courses. We've done lots of other things. And this is something we're really hoping resonates with our members and with the community, and that you would like to join us on this journey. Yeah, and it's a great time of year to great gift. Give it
Launch new
to
things.
yourself,
Yeah.
right?
Ask, yeah,
Christmas
that's right.
yourself. Yeah. So any questions based on that from anyone? And if not, no? Okay. So I believe you're already all on our mailing list. And if you aren't, then please do sign up on our website. I can put the link here. It's just powerandaging.com, nice and easy. And you will see tomorrow the follow-up with the landing page if you didn't already click on it. Yeah, spread the word. And this is our last event for 2024, brand
Yeah.
new, like quarter of a century next year. I'm really excited. It's weird to say I'll see you next year, but I guess we will. We thank you for being here, and yeah, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, season's greetings, Happy New Year.
So lovely
And
to have met you all.
yeah, thank you very much.
Yes. Thanks so much, Joan, for your presentation.
Thank you.
Sharing the knowledge of sound frequency.
Yeah. And we look forward to welcoming you into our membership, however that seems fit for you, whether it's through this beautiful Soul Tones journey or our membership or both, or our next event too. Our guest speaker, I believe, is talking about magnets and healing and all this.
That'll be
Lots of
exciting.
cool stuff happening. So keep joining us.
Thanks so much.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Bye, Lori. Bye, Amy.
Bye.